Okay, let's go ahead and get your animal energy for March. For March, animal energy. Okay, so we got the beaver here. This is a really beautiful energy to come forward for you guys, Capricorn. I associate this energy with Virgo, your fellow earth sign. So it's really beautiful. The beaver equates to a hybrid of Eight of Pentacles and King of Cups in the tarot. So the Eight of Pentacles is about hard work, meeting up with skill and timing, right? The beaver, animal medicine is very much about being able to work hard and play hard in equal measure. The beaver archetype is not able to really enjoy themselves unless they know that they've put in a really hard day's work, which is why, no shade, but I do equate them to Virgos for that reason, because Virgos, not all Virgos are the same, yada, yada, but they do have a way of, putting a lot of emphasis on the work sphere. So I like that this is coming through for you in this way, because the toucan also is about self-work as well, right? That's self-talk. And the beaver is also not just about the actual work that you do, but the work, as in doing the work, the personal work, the work of soul growth and improvement, right? So I really like this is coming up for you guys, because it also equates, like I said, to the King of Cups, which is about emotional balance, emotional intelligence, and maturity as well. This is very auspicious. It's really beautiful, but it is about the work, lowercase and all caps, both. Let's see what's going on for you guys in March. What's going on in March? Okay. 9 of Swords. So interesting, because toucan is a lot about self-talk and our perception of ourselves, right? What did it say? The medicine said, often we can deceive ourselves into thinking that we're not worthy, but to have faith that we do have a purpose and, are able to connect with our divinity. 9 of Swords is very much about nightmares, lack of sleep, and anxiety. On the bright side, 9 of Swords is also about dreamtime messages and, communicating with your subconscious for higher messages and inspiration and advice, really. In this depiction of the 9 of Swords in this particular deck, we kind of have this element of suspending above the swords here, whereas in the traditional tarot, the lady is in bed with the swords hanging on the wall kind of above her head. But this is you hanging above the swords. So I do feel like coming into this month, there's a level of conquering of your fears or conquering of a lot of anxieties or things that worry you to the point that you lose sleep. It feels like you are conquering those things in a way, but it also feels like you're halfway there. Like there's still the other half of this to go. Like split down like half and half, right? I feel like the other half has a lot to do with, again, the self-work of how you speak to yourself and your inner thoughts. This could also have to do with your interpersonal relationships as well. How you communicate with others, how they communicate with you, being on the same page, but also coming from a place of truth that is spoken with love and loving yourself and others enough to always be truthful, right? You can be honest and be so with love. It may hurt. It may not be the easiest thing for the other person to hear, for you to say, but real love is honesty, right? Okay. And that goes for yourself as well. This really is about both things. All right. What else is going on? King of Cups. Now, we done already talked about him, the beaver. We already talked about the emotional intelligence, the emotional stability, the equilibrium. This is also being a master of your emotions in a really beautiful way when you can allow it to inform you and fuel you. A bit of the shadow aspect of King of Cups, I feel like talking about the shadow aspect of him, is that when he walks into a room, he has the power to completely change the energy of everyone else in there. Have you ever known someone like that? Or are you like that perhaps, where the energy is the room is affected by your energy? So if there's a vibe in a room where everyone's having a really good day or they're all laughing, and then you walk in and you're just a storm cloud that particular day for whatever reason, it really affects the vibe of everyone else. Or counterly, if everyone's just not feeling great, and then you walk in the room just exuding a lot of radiance and positivity, everyone else in that room benefits from that. There's something here about having responsibility for your own emotions and how they affect others, positively and or negatively. But this is someone who has a lot of influence from an energetic sphere. That's coming through for you. Let's see what else is going on. What else is going on, Capricorns? With the toucan energy. Toucan totem for March, y'all. That's what it is. Oh, King of Pentacles. What's going on here? So this is you being an earth sign in your highest masculine and manifested form. So this is a certain level of generosity. This is benefactor. I do feel like with this, there's going to be some financial aid or material assistance that comes through. I'm hearing the word patronage. Is it patronage or patronage? I don't know. Patronage, where I do feel like there's going to be, I'm hearing the words, I feel like this is like on a oracle card or something, but the words, there's going to be an unexpected source of aid that comes through. This can always be vice versa, right? But so it's either you towards someone or someone towards you, but there is an unexpected offer of aid coming through here. And I do feel like it could definitely be financial or offering of a home or offering of a, safe place to stay or offering of the couch even, or some help with something or some, time spent. But this is a very generous influence of the King of Pentacles and is very much about, the more that money is a currency, money's energy. So as we spend money, it comes back to us depending on our energy towards it when we spend it, right? Do we cling on to it and hate spending it, right? Or do we spend it from a place of knowing that, what I give comes back to me? So responsibly, right? But it's really interesting here with the King of Cups and the King of Pentacles. Those two kings go very well together, as earth and water do. I do feel like there's a group of you that are going to be having some success here, something related to work. And again, just to say again, Beaver is also about doing the work and doing the work, as in, the personal work, the developmental work. But I do feel like there's something coming through here with actual work, and actual revenue, actual income being generated, which is really cool. Always nice to see that, right? Let's get a clarifier for this Nine of Swords here. Wait, don't we though? Ooh. So to clarify, the Nine of Swords is the High Priestess. So this couldn't be better. So remember when we were talking about the Nine of Swords being about nighttime messages or, subconscious messages, inspiration, intuition coming through in dream time? And then we have the High Priestess, which is all about, look at this moon here, this parallel. This is all about, connecting it with your subconscious for information and enlightenment. It's allowing yourself to actively access all of the truth and illumination that is available to you through stillness. That's a High Priestess. Spider energy, they aren't able to grab their prey unless there's movement on the part of the prey. So if like a fly gets caught in there, right, and they stay very still, spider's not able to really locate them unless they move. They react to what? Vibrations, which is really interesting that we're talking about being responsible for your own energy and your emotional, how your emotional body affects others around you, right? I also want to say, I do feel like there's a good group of you guys. They're going to find for this month that you are more sensitive than usual. More sensitive to others' vibrations, more sensitive to others' feelings. I'm seeing, I don't love referencing this movie because it's not, it's got issues, but there's a movie called What Women Want with Helen Hunt. And in that film, the guy who stars in it suddenly can hear what women are thinking. And it's like, all of a sudden he wakes up and it's like, oh, I can hear what women are thinking. I feel like there's a parallel in that for you in terms of being able, it's like those of you who are not typically empathic or very empathic this month, those of you who are empathic it's just like supercharged. There's something about you having a heightened sensitivity this month that has the ability to really inform and empower you in a really special way. For example, if you're going on a job interview and you're able to feel what that interviewer is wanting, to talk about or hear, they would like you to, the points they'd like you to hit, and the questions that they ask you, and you're able to discern that in the moment because you're feeling it off of them, that's going to give you a considerate edge, right? I'm seeing stuff like that. It feels really, really good. It feels really powerful. And again, a lot of psychic, intuitive, dreamtime messages coming through for you with the Nine of Swords and the High Priestess, for sure. Okay, King of Cups. Wow. So King of Cups, to clarify, is the Three of Wands. Now, here's what's really interesting about this. The Three of Wands is about forward movement ahead, but it's also about, because the Wands rule the realm of the actions we take in relationship to the work that we love to do or the pursuits that we are passionate about, right? Three of Wands is very much about enterprise, and it's very much about taking on partners and getting aid to achieve your goals. So it's really interesting that this is clarifying the King of Cups, the water and the fire here. This is making me think of the toucan and how we speak to ourselves and the ways in which we allow or disallow ourselves to manifest and move forward and gain what we really want. When we think about the King of Cups and that sort of emotional balance and intelligence and having that equilibrium available to us, matched with the Three of Wands, which is about getting aid, moving forward, and manifesting all that you need to, be successful, really. Tying this back into the toucan, I feel like this is very much about your inner world and what you believe you are worthy of. By reaching emotional equilibrium and self-awareness, you allow yourself, via the Three of Wands energy, to move forward. And it's all through the lens of self-worth, which is gained through the perspective of the King of Cups with that emotional balance and access, right? All right. King of Pentacles. Three of Cups, all the good times roll. So I'm really here for this. So Three of Cups is celebration, enjoyment, friendship. Now, what's really interesting is that we had talked about the social circles as it relates to toucan energy and being aware of the people that you spend time with. And this is the friendship key. So I do feel like there's your company is about to change, or there's going to be a shift within the company that you keep. There's something about that. But I feel like there could even be new relationships, new connections, new partnerships, new opportunities coming in towards you that are going to be of help, like major help to you, like material help, financial help, physicalized, actualized help. This is not just like emotional support help. This is when the King of Pentacles is here. It's like, I want to offer you this. I want to recommend you to this person who can, submit you for this. I want to sing your praises so that other people can know how wonderful you are. I want to leave you this really great review because I know it's going to help your business. Whatever that is, that's King of Pentacles energy, celebration, rejoice, and connection with the Three of Cups. Beautiful. Let's get an oracle. Feeling like this one. Oracle for Capricorn. Oh, wow. It's beautiful. Okay. So the Eagle King, big picture, angelic help, Eagle King. 12, 2 + 1 is 3. You have a couple of threes here. And also the Nine of Swords, which is divisible by 3, with the Three of Wands and the Three of Cups. 3 has been coming up a lot in these readings. We're also going into March, the 3rd month of the year. 3 is definitely a powerful number as well. The Eagle King, big picture, asking for help. We are talking about aid. We're talking about people who can come in and help you. But when we talk about, the Eagle King and being able to see things clearly, this is tying in directly with this Beaver energy about being willing to do the work that it takes to have that awareness and interact with how you talk to yourself, what you think you're worthy of, and how you exist within your relationships and the energy that you leave behind. There's something about taking responsibility and really sitting in awareness so that anything that is keeping you from moving forward, that's in your emotional outhouse that just came to me, emotional outhouse, can be cleaned out so that you can Three of Wands it, move forward and be, open and available to this King of Pentacles who wants to come into your atmosphere and give you aid, unexpected aid even in some cases. And that feels really good. But the Eagle King can absolutely help you see, in which areas there need to be some adjustments, whether that's personal work and or your actual work, in order to align you to this upgrade that's available to you coming through with the King of Pentacles and the, cause for celebration here with the Three of Cups. I do feel like it's going to come through some sort of personal connection for sure. Angelic help as well. I think that that's really beautiful. It's also, aligning yourself to the flow of spirit or allowing yourself to go with the flow of things, because you also have a lot of water here as well. I think that there's always something to be said about moving within the energy that is available to you from a place of acceptance as opposed to resistance or control. I know that that's easy to say. It's like, oh yeah, it sounds great. Sign me up for that. But it can be very difficult. I think that there's an aspect of where you are that is asking for you to, and I know a lot of people don't like this word, but it's asking you to surrender. Really surrender. Surrender into a place of acceptance without any sort of attachment or expectation around how or in what time things are going to manifest. There's something in this energy about allowing yourself to, through introspection and honesty, right, and circumspection, to a path ahead that is bountiful, really, with the King of Pentacles. Bountiful and rich. And with the beaver there as well, right? It's really beautiful. You can also work with this energy as well actively, because eagle represents spirit. You have the High Priestess and the Nine of Swords here. You can actively say, like, I could really use some inspiration or some clarity around XYZ. Set that intention before you go to bed at night, and then really actively do some dream work with that as well, which is always really cool, really helpful as well. Also keeping a dream journal by your bed to write down what comes through, because with Nine of Swords and High Priestess, definitely going to be some dream time messages that aren't just your subconscious working through its day, but actual messages that you're going to want to make note of for sure.